I am here. I've just got to turn his computer down. Hang on. Otherwise I'll be done for copyright because it's got Warcraft going on in the background. I don't even know if you do actually. You surely have people playing games on there.
Do you want me to shut it down?
No. I just turned it down, that was all. Okay, I think I'm live. Pretty sure I'm live. The microphone's attached. The microphone's going up and down. It's moving.
Oh.
Yep. So I think we are all set to go, guys. Hi, Erica. I have put a link in the description to the reference photo I am using should you want to have a go. Bring it up on my pad. Okay. Reference. Ow, just scratched my nose. Oh, hi Joe. I'm not too bad. I can't complain too much in all fairness. Just scratched my nose. Although, most of you that know me well enough that my average bedtime is anywhere between 12 AM and 2 AM. But last night I was actually in bed at 8:45. Unheard of. And I still feel absolutely shattered. So something's going on with me at the minute and I don't know what. You're looking at a glossy bit of paper right now, which is basically the divider in my pastel mat book. So I'm using pastel mat today. And I've just put a little bit of washi tape on the top so I can just hinge it open and shut for when I'm done. I turned the big light off hoping this would be enough. I think it will be, but try and get that a bit more solid without losing you. I have got the Rembrandt ones that we got in one of the boxes, but I've got my pan pastels and I also have my pastel pencils as well. These are generally the most used colours, so normally the most neutral colours and things like that. But I do have all my other ones out as well, just in case. And I think this is a brand new box actually. I don't think I've actually opened this one. Yeah, I've also got a brand new box which Stabilo sent me. So I've got a few options available, but I tend to separate on trays the browns and then I've got like the blues and the greens because they're not really ones that I use that often. But these and the ones in that other one. Hi Stace. Be with you, nearly finished work. No worries. But yeah, this will probably be the one that I'll end up using the most anyway, plus the pan pastel base. I don't know what that banging is. Someone's banging. The kids have just gone up to sit and chill in their bed basically, so I don't know if it's them. My only issue is that my one and only covers are basically old and very tired, although I do have another side of that. I've never got round to replacing. That's a semi-clean one. I don't think I've got any oval ones. And this is my favourite one to use. I've got one with blue and one with purple, which is no good. So I might have to resort to using the square and just put a clean-ish one on there. So we're going to start off with the staghorns first, so we can work at the top and work our way down. If I heave at any point, I apologise. Hi Porus, and for anybody who hasn't watched my lives before or hasn't really watched many of my videos, pastels are not my most favourite thing to use, and they can make me physically feel sick, so I don't use them very often, but I love the effect that you get from them, so I suck it up basically and do my best to get over it. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to change the sponges on the wand, so I've got some cleaner sponges because that's got green on the end. This one's not coming off very easily. And then I've got my tool shapers as well, but I don't think I'll end up using the tool. I've just flung that halfway across the office. I don't think I use my tool shapers very often. But these are the ones I got really cheap off Amazon. But they have a habit of, once you use them, they have a bit of a habit of starting to bend out of the actual casing itself, so you have to be a bit careful with them, but they are quite useful. I have gloves in case I can't stand the feeling of them. I have a couple of soft brushes. I'm using Pastel Mat. Let me... I've got a mini one. I don't think yeah, I have. Oh God, that was a stretch. Not this colour obviously, but this is the brand I'm using. So it's Clairefontaine and it's Pastel Mat. But the colour I'm using, because it's the... This is 12 by 15.5 inches and the colour is dark grey. So it's this set that I'm using, but in the larger pad, and it's dark grey, although it looks green on theirs, but yeah, dark grey. So that's the one I'm using. So I'll put it there in case you want a screenshot or anything. But as I say, this particular one I'm using is 12 by 15.5. It's been so long since I've worked with pastel. I've probably forgotten what the hell I'm doing, if I'm perfectly honest. So if I fluff around this, I apologise, and I can't even remember what half the colours look like anymore. It's been that long since I've done pastels, but I've just realised that's right next to the microphone, so that would have been really loud. So I've got to try and remind myself of the colours that I need, and I don't know. I'm going to do my best, which is all I can do. I'm probably not going to be able to go through specific colours because, as I say, I barely remember them. I have actually used carbon paper to do the trace down on this one. Because I figured as it's pastel, it should, oh, that's making me heave already. It should go over. It should go over okay. Oh, that sounds awful. Oh. Why do I do this to myself? Oh, it's making my mouth water. Sorry, I can't talk now. I put the special sheet on the son's bed and we're doing... Ah, good luck. Ugh. I'm just going to start getting, when I come down to the wider part, I can get away with using the pan pastel, but I'm really annoyed because, as I say, I haven't refilled. I don't even think I've got a colour that's any good for that, actually. Neutral grey is probably, no. Raw umbers too, yeah. Oh no, actually that might work. I do love the finished result. Is that a good enough reason, do you reckon? Let's just put some of this on. It might stop making me feel quite so queasy. Why does it have to feel so disgusting? It's just horrible, horrible stuff. My hand's probably going to be in the way a little bit. Really shouldn't use that eraser. Just pick up the shavings with my kneaded eraser. Hi Evie. Think of sunny beaches and I'm trying. I'll try my best. Somebody was doing one of them AMSR things on TikTok the other day and they were eating this. Oh, it's making my mouth water just talking about it. It was like sugar sweets. But they were absolutely caked, and I mean caked in icing sugar. She put them in her mouth and her microphone was right next to her mouth and started chewing. I had to turn over instantly. Oh, it was just vile. Absolutely vile. I can't even sit next to someone eating a meringue. That's how bad it is. It's just bleh. I don't know why I'm being so... I'm going to work on a little bit at a time, so I'm not going to do loads, as I say, because it has been a while since I've had a play with pastels. But I'm just hoping that can give me a bit of a base without this feeling so scratchy. Nope. I've got goosebumps. I don't know whether that's going to pick up on camera, but I legitimately have goosebumps right now. Oh my god. Hi Jard. Oh, hi Georgina. I'm like that. I have to plug my ears. Oh god, yes. Don't you love that with kids? Why aren't you working? What? That makes no sense. I don't understand. Don't get that. I don't understand if that's been... That makes no sense to me. Have I picked out the only flipping faulty sheet of paper? Bear with, guys. Bear with. Something doesn't feel right. Why do they feel so different? God, I bet I've got the wrong one. No. £170. Card for pastel, card for pastel. Okay, anybody out there who has pastel mat, it has like a very slight sanded texture. Don't know whether the camera would pick up the texture, to be honest, but it has, you could just about see it there, a very sanded texture. It only has one side because the back looks like this, so it's white on the back. It doesn't, it feels too smooth. It's exactly the same paper, that's really weird. Well, pastel mat's pastel mat. They don't do any other type of. It's like the oh God, talk woman English. It's like it's lost its tooth instantly. I don't understand that. See, it's only here. That's odd. Very odd. IBM. Okay, let's just go with it and see what happens. I want to get some stuff done. Do you know what? I've been wanting to do a realistic stag for probably well over 3 years now, and I've never got round to doing one. Right, I think where possible I am actually going to have to avoid using pan pastel. But I mean, it's fine up here. There must be just be a damaged area. It's just really odd. I don't think it's going to be any major disaster for the final piece, but still, it's very annoying. Oh, God, that's such a horrible noise. The things I do for you. Ugh. Put my teeth on edge. Ugh. I think it probably would, to be honest. Yeah, if you get like really tiny grit. That's effectively what this type of pastel paper is. It's just the posh, very fine sandpaper, I guess. It's annoying me my pencils aren't sharp. Change my kneaded eraser as well, because that one's falling apart. It's going really well today, isn't it? Okay. I think red's going to be too soft. We might have to be a bit firmer today. And we are truly grateful, Bon. I should think so too, Erica. the pain I'm going through for you. It takes a while to build up, but you really, it is quite a satisfying medium to use, because when it's done, it does look really, really lovely. You can get some really quite incredible results. I'm finding I'm turning into a bit of a lazy artist at the moment, and I'm not sort of necessarily rushing things, but I'm not making them perfect either. And I got so lazy the other day on a TikTok live feed that I completely ignored my reference and ended up doing something completely different. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me zoom up a bit for you. How cool is that? It's got a lot of there. If I turn it, because you've got the overheads. But I was really happy with how he came out. What do you reckon? And I haven't had a play or a review properly yet, but this is the new Spectrum glitter pens. Yeah, they're a thing. That's totally going to happen. I've messaged Rob. Rob wasn't in the last live actually either. He needs to go to the naughty step if you ask me. So the original reference was like red. And it was like a velvety texture. And yeah, after a while I just couldn't be bothered to keep looking at the reference. So I ended up just making it up. But it came out right actually. Took 2 and a bit hours. Didn't take as long as I thought it would. I'm just going to make these pointier. I need to sharpen. Where'd my sandpaper go? The other thing I hate doing. Yeah, the colours came out really nice. I did a Spectrum Noir base on it. So I used the markers to do the base. In fact, that's why it didn't turn out red, because I didn't have the correct colour red. So I ended up doing it this blue colour. Yeah, still happy with how it came out though, which was good. The full 1 hour tutorial for the graphite lips is going to be out Friday. So if you never got to have a go at that on the Patreon, you can now. I need darker, but I don't want black. I don't find actually with the pastels that they have much in the way of dark browns. Use grey instead. I think this is Payne's grey. Doesn't have a number. No, it doesn't have a name, only has a number. You see all right. If you guys have never seen one of Rob's live feeds, you need to go and watch them because they're hilarious. He needs to stop doubting himself firstly. He's a bit naughty for that. Well, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with the pastel mat. I think I've either just got a bad area or I put too much pan pastel down, but even then there shouldn't be such a thing because you should be able to layer on top easily. You shouldn't have this issue. Oh god, that sounds horrible. Sorry if anybody's offended by my squeaky pencils. I'm trying not to use any blending stubs because that's just going to make me heave it even more. So if I can get away with blending with the pencil, even better. I doubt we'll find... I think the super fine, yeah, you can. Almost like the wet and dry sandpaper. I don't know. I don't know enough about sandpaper, but I don't see why it wouldn't work on something like wet and dry. Or something as fine as that. That is probably the equivalent if I was to say that's what it feels like. He does, and he doesn't listen. I totally agree. Yeah, he doesn't listen, does he? He'll get there though. The more that he does, the more relaxed he'll be. Probably not likely, but you know. But I reckon he will. I hated doing live feeds when I first started doing them, but you get used to them after a while. See, full stop, this pencil is not going down as it should be here. Curiosity. It's barely even lifting colour up, but what I want to do is just get rid of a patch. Don't look. I didn't do that. Yeah, it's not going down whatsoever. The pits are harder than the Carbothellos, so I'm just seeing if the pit will go down, and it seems to be a little bit more receptive to going down on the paper here. Didn't he do that? Is that mini one that he did? He did a mini one with the Kingfisher on there. Let's get in there. What's it like if we zoom out a little bit? Yeah. Okay. I was hoping I'd be able to go over the carbon lines, but they don't seem to be erasing as easily as I thought they would. These are a bit lighter, so it shouldn't be a problem, but here comes Coffee Man. Tonight he shall be known as Coffee and Cadbury Man. Since guess what he's just gone and purchased?
You want that? I thought you wanted that now.
No, I won't have it now because I'll be dribbling everywhere.
Oh!
That might not be a very good look.
Hello. Welcome to It's All Dribbling.
Welcome to a dribble tube. such a nice photo, this one, and I know that it's not particularly going to be my best effort because, as I say, it has been some time. I'm trying to what's the word? I've totally forgotten the word I'm looking for. Put my big girl pants on, brave girl pants on, and to use the finger, but I don't want to. So I'm going to go with a makeup brush instead, makeup stick. Oh, actually, might be too big. Oh, haha, okay. What I tend to do is get all these sort of layers down first, and then I'll go in. I really could do with a smaller brush. It's so helpful when your kid uses your brushes. Oh, that might work. And then I'll soften and blend. Really should have plugged the hairdryer in actually. And then I go over the top just to add a bit more of the detail back in. And then that way it pushes some of the pastel into the tooth and it gives it a nice blend. I have got a blow thing somewhere, but I still haven't really got my head around where everything is now living in the office, so it could be anywhere in all fairness. I'm not doing this, okay? You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Saw nothing. If you're wondering why I'm saying that, you should never blow on your work. Shut up, you. It's the little childish snort in the background there. So you know I said something exciting was happening in the world of Bonita Doodles. Can't really say anything other than the contract is signed. So keep your eyes peeled. Won't be for a while yet, I don't think, before you see anything, but it's exciting. Get out of my office! Yeah, Wes!
Come at me, bruh.
Disgusting. Notice I said nothing. It's the same as me blowing shavings out of
What?
Oh dear. So I've got a couple of people that have come over from Rob's live feed. You know Rob?
Yeah.
The rude one on my live feeds.
Yeah.
Who has... Yeah, okay. The one who we have to control. But I went on his live the other day and watched him do some wood turning. There's a couple of people over here from there and that's what they're saying. It's lost. Totally lost on him. So it does take a while to build it up. I know, I mean, in general, pastel is a faster medium. There's no room at the inn.
Yeah, I'll put it there. Yeah. And then that can go there.
Thanks. I forgot what I was saying now. Couldn't have been that important. I do find the Carbothellos work better on pastel mat. It's important if you're going to be doing animal fur and things like that to do that initial blend that you saw me do at the beginning. So you did the first lot, then you blended it out. Wood turning or a curse fest? Curse fest with a bit of wood turning thrown in. I love it. I wish I could do that on mine, but I have young adults watching me and I have to set an example. Missing a tiny little highlight in there. I can't wait till I get around to do the fur. I'm really looking forward to that. Third time lucky? Third time lucky. Looking nice, it's looking nice. I do like pan pastels, and I like using them for underpanning, but as I say, for some reason this particular pastel mat, I don't know whether it's just a dodgy area there. I might try it on the fur, I might, I don't know, unless there's something wrong with my brush. I'll probably have to see. But yeah, it's just for some reason here it just doesn't want to know. I need to go much darker here, so let's go with, as I say, I'm finding the Carbothellos they're a lot softer anyway, so they tend to go down a lot easier, but certainly on this instance, or in this instance, it seems to be the better. Like, look, there's hardly anything coming off the pencil. Can you see that? There's nothing coming off. I'm trying to think what my darkest pan pastel is. Okay, where have they magically disappeared to? You didn't move anything that looked like that, did you?
No. Only moved the kitchen rug. You're not kidding.
Seriously, someone needs to come and sort me out. If I knocked it, I'd be having a hissy fit right now. What the blah blah? How do you lose an entire stack of pastel?
We don't know, love.
I'm going to have a strop in a minute.
Under the paper?
An entire tower.
Oh. Found it.
Just. And it's noisy. As I say, seriously, someone needs to come sort me out. Now I've lost my paintbrush. Oh my god. See, this is what happens when you go to bed at a sensible time. When I go to bed at my normal time, I function normally. Go to bed at a sensible time and it all goes wrong. Still not dark enough. I think I'm going to have to use black. I need a timeout. I need a... Well, actually, I think half the world needs a holiday. Why can I hear pitter-patter of tiny feet?
What cat? Oh.
Is it cat?
Hello?
Hello?
Really?
It must have been D. Oh, it must be DD. Oh, I'm going to have to bring the black pan pastel out. It's going really well today. It's going really well. Even my hair looks flustered. You laughing at me?
No, we don't want me nuts chopped up.
I think you be fibbing. Okay, something's definitely up with this paper, which is not helping me in the slightest.
It's got a coating on it.
No, it's like... Can we get... Oh, no, because you... It's just not as textured. It's just weird. That's exactly the same as what I'm using, so I'm not going to get anything from that. I'm sorely tempted.
Need the felt tips out.
Felt tips. Felt tips. Was he 12?
That spectrum. I want the yellow crayon.
What?
Your spectrum.
Felt tips. I'm currently looking for my dark sepia. Don't get that in felt tips.
What brand? Light brown.
It's not light brown, it's dark brown, actually.
What, beige? Oh, sepia. I'm hearing noises.
Although walnut looks more like proper, like photographic sepia. Yeah, look, it's not even picking up the pencil. So there's definitely something wrong with the tooth there of that paper. So that was a really, really good start. Can you tell that I'm being sarcastic there? I'm going to keep the dark sepia and the walnut out because I think I'm going to have to flex between the two. Flex between the two? What English is that? You know what I meant. Swap between the two. That is the joy of pastel mat, is the fact that you can use the... It's picking up the shine, which isn't helping. You can tell I'm in need of chocolate. Chocolate. See, I'm being really anal and making sure that everything's exactly as it should be, and in reality I don't really need to. As long as it looks like antlers, it really doesn't have to be exactly like it is in the photo. And it's really annoying because the light is completely distorting the colour that it should be. You might have to turn the overheads off. Let's see if this makes absolutely zero difference whatsoever.
Well, in real life it looks nice.
That's good to know.
Even if you can't get them.
There we go. I'm sitting here in the dark, but you can see beautifully.
Where's my pencil? There it is. Oh,
I do have some chocolate in the fridge, but if I eat it now, I'm going to dribble all over my work.
It's not that, it's the dairy in it. It'll be all phlegmy on the mic.
Nice.
That's true.
That's my 0800 voice. What the hell is in this coffee? Cat hair, nice. Thanks for the added bonus there, babe.
It's not cat hair, it's a piece of me.
Where's that Rob? I'm not amused. He's missing 2 live feeds in a row. He's going to go in my Bad Santa book. I'm really nervous to try and put any on here, to be perfectly honest, but I think if I just put a thin layer down, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm a bit annoyed because I pushed a bit too hard on the carbon paper. I definitely need to get some new sponges. Absolutely no prezi for Rob. How dare he have a life and not be here staring at the TV? There is a link in the description if anybody wants to have a go at this particular picture, and it will take you to Pexels, which is a free photography site. They do videos on there as well. It's all most of it is commercial use, you just have to check, but yeah, if you want to have a go, the link's in the description. Pretty sure I'm just making all the colours up now. Just doing whatever will work. Smelly socks for Rob. Yeah, it's not going down there either. God. Why? This is the exact reason why I never do proper tutorials around pastels. Not only do you get an attractive sound, you get an attractive face that goes with it. Just this constant look of disgust across my face.
That's what I get every time I look at it.
See, Rob is missing out on prime entertainment right now.
Hey, don't make him like he used to. Oh, back in the day.
Oh my God. Oh. Make my eyes water. Until Coffee Man's getting a bit braver on these lights. I can't even look over there. The light is so bright. Oh. Yeah, I do get goosebumps. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I love the finished effect that you get with it. I mean, I cannot wait until I start on the fur. I really can't. And I'm sure if I stop waffling on, I could just get on with it. But I just keep being put off by the sound and feel of this disgusting medium. I'm sorry, pastels, I don't mean to offend, but you are quite gross. Okay, it's going down much better without any pan pastel, so I'm going to avoid the pan pastel for now. I don't know why iPads bother having mute buttons, seeing as they still like to make noise. So do any of you wood turning people have pastels? Are you going to have a go? Coffee Man has cheered you. Oh, you've cheered Joe up.
Yay.
A job well done. Still not dark enough in there. That is absolutely driving me potty. And we all know how we like to go darker. Oh, Coffee Man, that the chat reader. I'm confused. God, sorry if I keep squinting. The light is really bright. It's like this big LED panel. Right. Try and get this as dark as possibly can underneath. That's where I messed up last time, really. It's one of the only ways. It's really hard to go from doing colour pencil where you work from light to dark, then going to pastel where you work completely opposite. And obviously it can be a bit of a problem because if you fill that too quickly, then you can't add any more shadows. And it then does become a problem. I'm so going to end up making half of this up because I really can't get it quite like I want. Right, I need a right in between for that. Yeah, it's you've got a real. Oh, it's that. I think once we get to either the other side or the fur. I mean, it is quite neutral in the photo, to be fair. Because it looks like it's completely the wrong colour. It looks like they've done that hazy effect on the photograph. Just don't come at me when you see the photograph and go, Barney, don't look nothing like it. As long as it looks like antlers, I'm happy with that. What's the matter, Dee Dee? Cat sat on the chair in front of me looking very sorry for herself. Hang on a minute, hang on a minute, hang on a minute, hang on a minute. I haven't done any. That's one side. 2 secondes. Hell yeah, I like that way of looking at it. I agree with you there. I'm making it unique. Tweet. Is that done? That's done. Facebook. Done. That'll do. Oh, they've got loads of new... Oh, you can post to Reddit. They've got loads of new things on there. In the world, pastel's always a bit... Eva is the bringer of liqueur. Did I read that right? I don't have pastel, but I have fruit pastels. I wonder if you could do it. Hi, Gary. You're right. Sorry, I missed you coming on. A bit off topic. Clay are Swedish. It would not help. Oh, dust clay. Isn't that air dry stuff? Oh, that goes on quite nicely there. Do you use clay in with the wood as well? Do you mix the both? Don't say anything. I don't even know where they are. I think they're next door. I have got a bit of a headache as well, so it's not helping the situation. I'm really tempted to leave the other staghorn just so I can get on with the fur. Mine air dries fine, but it's almost sticky. Oh. If you're after, the only reason I asked about it with wood, have you ever heard of Kato? Look, this is what happens when your kid puts your rubber in the sharpener. It's not supposed to look like that, obviously. It's supposed to look like that. But yeah, she put it in my sharpener. Coffee Man is currently in a battleground.
Not battleground.
You're raiding. You're in a dungeon.
Yeah, just a questy one. Just trying to get in the 5th.
Okay, don't use that eraser on there. That's crap. So the answer to that is no, because he's raiding, warcrafting. It does work on wood. Honestly, it does work on wood. These are the only examples I can pull out the bag quickly These are all on wood. You have to use Bacon Bond. Sand your wood and use Bacon Bond. So you can use them. These are completely covered. So if you weren't going to do a completely covered, bloody light. If you weren't going to do it completely covered, you could still get away with it. The only thing you need to be careful of is you can get some cracking. So sometimes you're better off making some sheets and then sticking it on. But if you use Bacon Bond, it does work. So these are all made around a wood pencil extender. I had to look twice. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, I've got to come and follow a load of you. It's been a really random few days actually, and I've hardly been on YouTube, which is being annoying because I like to try and catch up with everybody. And depending on settings as well, I can't always see who follows me because sometimes the privacy settings are set that I can't see. Rob is so going on the naughty list. Can you finish it afterwards? I don't know how it works in the wood world. That's my ignorance now. I'm trying not to use white at all, but I might do it on the odd bit here and there. You do a lot of standing. I might be free next Friday at 8. I'll go through the comments later and I'll come and sub to you guys. I quite honestly was not expecting Rob to mention all the time that he did, so I was quite surprised. Bless him. I don't know if he felt he had to because I was there. I hope he didn't. But yeah, I certainly wasn't there to get subs. I was there to see how he was getting on. I've always been impressed by his wood turning and the pencil boxes he makes. Trying my damnedest not to get my fingertips at all on this paper because it has a real bad habit no matter how clean your fingers are, unless you put talc on them. Blech. I'm good at designing patterns, but people that do hand wood, I don't know what they call it. What do they call it? With the little balsa saw things.
Cutting.
Well, yeah, cutting. You know the magazine that I do the designs for?
Oh.
Really?
Yes, I know.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yes. No.
No, I don't. No, I ain't got
Yes,
a bloody
yes,
clue what
yes,
my wife
yes,
does.
Yes, Yes.
All I know is she sits in her office.
Play with felt tips, innit?
Yeah, felt tips. Felt tips and crayons.
The yellow one, making a bee. If anyone gets that reference.
No one will get that reference. Unless they like, it's Jack D, isn't it? Even I had to question it then.
Oh dear.
Sorry, Jack D. Now I've completely forgotten what I was saying. I have got the magazine somewhere, but it's over the other side and I don't think I can show you. Yes, exactly. Carvers? Have you finished your group or are you still in a group?
I'll be still in a group, innit?
Okay. It's a German magazine, and yeah, they do flat pieces of wood like for making puzzles, or you can make 3D scenes and stuff. Yeah, that's always fascinated me, especially the amount of detail you can get, and the pyrography. That was fun to have a go at. I do plan to do another one, but I've got to get the correct wood. I don't think the wood I was using last time did me any favours. So if you guys can recommend a decent bit of wood you think it would work on. I had like an old wine box lid. I really should be using the colour blender, it'd be much easier. You get much less fallout with the colour blenders. If I use one, then you'll be able to see what they're like. Let's grab that one. Scrolls, yes, scrolls. Scroll sawers, yep. I can't think where I put the magazine, otherwise I'd show you. I'm pretty sure it's in my box down there, but so when you get these shapers, they tend to push the pastel into the tooth more, whereas the brushes tend to just sort of fan it about. Wood for what type? The pyrography, so I can't really show you again because it's right over there. I used an old, it's a vintage box of wine, and I had the lid, and the lid was quite big, and I used that in the last pyrography video, but it was almost too textured. I needed something. Get a bamboo. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Scrollers ain't woodwork. Oh dear, have I caused a fight? I don't know. Sorry. No, I know. Yeah, I did, and then realised I shouldn't. I tested it on the MDF, but I didn't do it on the MDF. But it's like hang on. Let me scoot this way. See if I can get it without wrecking the whole joint. I probably can't. No. Hang on. Okay. So this is what I did on the live feed. And you'll probably be able to tell what wood it is. But that's... Can I zoom you out? God, everything's so cat-handed. You are zoomed out all the way, apparently. So that's what I did anyway. Let's turn it that way so you can get at least a bit of a full view. But the wood is really, really textured. So I don't know. Because when I tried to do the smooth lines, it was just catching on this wood grain. So I really need... The bamboo sounds a good idea, actually. I'm surprised I didn't think of that. Hi, Emily. Sorry, arty people, us wood turners are very chatty. Don't be sorry at all. Plywood is okay to pyro on, just give it a good sand. Okay, that's probably why then. Basswood or lime. Okay. So give it a good sand. It does need a good sand. But I want to do a tiger, so I want to do something as realistic as I possibly can. So that's my next challenge. We'll see how it goes. But I want to get a really decent bit of wood in case it turns out all right. So you're going to remember that, Coffee Man?
Yeah, something about lime.
So plywood's okay, it just needs a good sand. Lime.
Yeah.
If plywood is too textured, you haven't sanded. I didn't sand at all, to be perfectly fair.
No, we were just playing about, weren't we? Didn't
Yeah.
do it properly.
I can't see it. Oh, basswood.
We need a wood shop.
You'd love a wood shop, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You really would love a wood shop. I'll have to get him to come and watch some of your videos. Where I was watching Rob's live, obviously he's got a lot of wood turner friends, so that's who's chatting on my live now. I'm talking to John, but he doesn't realise. Because he can never work out whether I'm talking to you or talking to him.
Even when you're in the front room and not talking to anyone
Make
else.
sure. Why can't we have one of them automatic bleepers? I'm going to start using my coffee bell to just cover up my swear words from now on, I think.
What have you done now?
Well, I'm about to swear on you. Swear on you?
Swear on.
Oh, gosh, jeez. I am on Insta, yes, I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. So Emily, I saw. Hi, Emily. Home now, feet up. I am determined to do some of his face, so I probably will skip the other antler, although the other antler is actually quite light, so it shouldn't take that long to build up. These are so good for pastel. Honestly, if you don't have any and you want to get into pastel, get yourself some, because the lack of fallout is just worth it for that. Love it, love it. Look at the texture happening there. Hate pastel, but love it, you know. Hi, Thomas. Bye. I'll send you a toxicity lid. Oh, yes, please. That would be amazing. Thank you. Yeah, that would be really helpful. See, look, you all know each other's names. We have to get used to all these new names, peeps. Oh, I've messed up there. Damn it. Or have I? No, I don't think I have. It's just there. So Amelie is now settled into the idea that she is going to be going to a specialised school, which is great. So I don't think we're going to have a transition issue there, but she watched the car get towed away yesterday and she was gutted, absolutely gutted. She's so in love with the car that we had that to watch it towed away was like this huge thing for her, so she was really upset. Naughty step now, Rob. Disgraceful. Why does it look out of focus? Why are you having a weird moment? Never mind tonight, mate. Where were you last week? Not that you should be pressured at all into sitting on these lives, but how dare you? It's not a commission. Sadly, it's going to be one of those that will sit in my drawer for the next 6 years. I actually said that to hubby before I started. I thought, yay, let's go do a live feed for another piece of artwork that's going to sit in the drawer. So yeah. But it's been ages since I've worked with pastel, and I keep saying that I will do another pastel on a live just to answer any questions, etc. Not that I am an expert by any means, but yeah. I can answer certain questions about brands and paper type, erasing, things like that. I just hope he comes out as well as I have him in my head, pictured in my head. So I think I want to start on the fur because I do. Is Emily the youngest one? I hope spelled her name right. Oh, Amelie. Amelie. Amelie is the youngest. Yeah, she's 9. Maddie is 11, going on 16. Amelie's just 9, going on 25. Like literally, she'll go make her own cup of tea, she'll go make her own toast, she does her own bagels, she teaches her sister how to make me a cup of coffee. Yeah, she's pretty on the ball actually. Right, let's have a go doing his fluffy ears, shall we? I don't know why I put them away. So I'm going to go... Well, we have a specialised school near here. She'd have to get a minibus, one of them taxi minibus type things. But they specialise for kids that have autism. But we can't apply now. The... what are they called? It's not early help, it's the people that actually do all the applications and things. They're the ones that have to apply for us. Oh, haha, found a Carbothello darker one. Smelly socks. I think I'm going to have to go darker to be honest, but we'll go in... Yeah, it needs to be black. I'm going to colour all of that in. I'm just getting the base layers down, so then I'm going to blend it all out. But I'm just going where I need the darkest colour first. definitely on the back of that ear we need black. So I literally have like a little bit of sanding paper. I don't like doing it this way because I personally think you end up wasting most, but it will, if I do it too much on my sharpener will give up. Can't you make them in like a little pot or something so they stand in a pot? Or is it not as simple as that? Right, I'm just going to use my smudgy tool because I forgot what I called them. Blender, that's the word. Right, so I'm not going to use pure white. It shouldn't need pure white. It needs an off-white. Pure white should be the last thing that you should ever add. Right, it would help if I zoomed into the reference, wouldn't it? Right, coat number 1. Hi, David. Blend that in. Rob, have you tried pastels on sandpaper yet? They were asking earlier, and I think if you had like super fine grit, almost like the wet sandpaper, I think you probably could. Right, I'm going to get a bit more detail in there. I'm so tempted to use my sharpener, but I know I'll wreck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Please don't break. Please don't break. Or shall I use a pencil? Oh. Okay, I'm going to do it. Nervously turning the crank. $3mm tall. Oh, it's getting there, it's getting there. I don't recommend people do this. Yeah, how long it's taking. Tell you what, I'm going to do that and I'm going to do the rest on sandpaper. Crap, it's broken. Bye.
Yeah.
It snapped.
Oh dear.
Thanks. Serves me right. I know I shouldn't have. It annoys me because Jason Morgan doesn't have that trouble with his sharpener, and he uses the same one. Not fair. Thank you. What was that? I don't know. Whatever random noise you were just making. Right, now I'm going in with the white. Have you only just got your coffee?
Yeah, you know, I like it
Cold?
so I can drink it.
Mine's drunk. Floofy ears. I can't fathom the 3mm. That's crazy. Imagine handling a bit of wood 3mm. Right, I think the ear looks okay for now. Ish. Not looking forward to the eye whatsoever. I think the eye I may actually resort to in pencil because of how small it is. I quite honestly don't think I have. I don't. I'm going to have to do it in pencil. Okay, that's going down really nicely. Please don't get me started on a new addiction. That's going down ridiculously nicely. Are these real millimetres or man millimetres, Rob? Oh dear. Oh, I've got something in my eye. Oh. Put all my pencils away the other day and I was trying to be all clean and efficient. Now they're just a pain in the arse to try and find them all. Rob, I nearly choked on my cup of tea. Okay, that needs to come much further out. See, it's so quiet when Rob's not here, isn't it? Aha, found it. Right, I'm definitely glad I decided to go with pencil for the eye. I don't think I would have got in there. Not that detailed with pastel. I missed your joke. Did I? No, I didn't. The one that Emily spat her tea out at. No, I didn't. Trust me. I don't miss your jokes, Rob. Nobody can. God, why is it always getting itchy nose when I come onto these lives? Okay, I don't know if I want to work it. Should I just get the other antler done? I kept calling it a horn earlier. Should I just get the other antler done? Let's just do it. I don't know why I'm even debating it. It's just... God, sitting there whinging about a flipping sharpener and look what I've got on my desk. That. Okay, so the majority of the right antler is actually grey. So I think I could get away with that for the dark bit. I'm not going to be able to get away with that for the grey. I'm going to have to turn that. Turn my sponge round, although that looks quite dark. I can't get it on. Got it on. Definitely need to save up for some sponges. Rob, did you ever do the lip tutorial in the end? Because it's going up on Friday if you wanted to have a go. I'm going down with a slight purple tone first, then I'm going to come over the top with a titanium buff, or buff titanium I should say. Has it been that long? How much of a lag is on? Yeah, it is about 30 seconds, something like that. That's got paint on it. Have I missed something? What have I missed? I don't do very well at reading and drawing at the same time either. Doesn't do me any favours. Wow, what's the point of having a silent button? Take that sheet off, it's annoying me. You're going to tear the back, aren't you? Because you're going to be an a-hole. Yep. Thanks, Mr. Washi Tape. Just using the blender to push the pastel in. Losing the plot. Well, it's going up on my YouTube on Friday. And it's the graphite one, the lips, so it's worth if you want to have a go, of course. You might not enjoy drawing anymore. Okay, there's something on this and it's not. Do a pastel, she said. Do it on a live stream, she said. What a good idea that would be, she said. Do it when all your tools are crappy. I just hope I haven't messed up by putting too much down that I can't get the pastel pencil over. I will look up in a minute. Okay, I don't know how much of that was off screen, so apologies. Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, the sound of that blender is disgusting, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. It's quite gross. I feel your pain. Right, I'm going to have to move the camera that way slightly. Okay. They're all fairly light, so I think I could get away with the majority of those. So I'm going to attempt to, can you see that all right? Okay, it's going on a bit better this side. Yeah, I didn't sand it at all. That's good quality skill workmanship right there. You'll come to learn if you watch more than one of my live feeds that I tend to just throw myself into these things. I don't tend to do a lot of research and I just go, let's give this a go and see what happens. I have got one, but I don't know where it is. I knew you'd tell me off. The trouble is you can't have anything in here without Amelie getting her hands on it. A lot of people use hair dryers, but I don't know where mine is. It's like a weird random. Can you get me one of them bellows, like a vintage bellow? I'm being told off for blowing now. I don't know if you remember the hummingbird I did, but no word of a lie, I actually got my brush. You know the ones, one of these, and I did go like that without even thinking twice, and it ended up smearing it everywhere. But the thing is, Bon, I've learned so much more from you than I ever did at school. Thank you. That's because I don't really care and I just have a go, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's my motto. Throw yourself in the deep end. Learn to swim the hard way. Trouble is, I lack patience in most things. So learning a new craft, you expect me to sit there and read a book, you can think again. Nope. I'm much more of a hands-on learner anyway. A mini Hoover. Oh my god, can you get a mini Henry? Oh, bless her. Oh, that's not going on very well at all, is it? There, see, just something doesn't feel right with this paper. By the looks of it, I'm going to be fluffing my way through this too. Nope. Yep. Nope. Keep wanting to reach for the yellows, but it's not. It's more of a grey. Sorry, I'm probably missing loads of chat. I can ignore you now, Rob's here. They can all entertain each other. It is 240. No, not at all. 360. Where did I get 240 from? 360 is really thick stuff. But for some reason, the texture feels slightly different on here compared to my smaller book that I have. Yeah, you can. I had a play, didn't I? What did I do with that bit of paper? Because I couldn't believe it when I'd done... What did I do with that bit of paper? Rob, what did I do with it? I accidentally made some reeds on a pond and it actually came out really nice. Don't know what I've done with it. It's somewhere. Bonita is infectious. Oh, I don't mean to be. I do, totally. Oh, God, that light is just so bright. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going all over the place, aren't I? I can't seem to fix and focus on one area. Oh, yes, please. Well, the machine I got, which I can't believe I got, had I known what the hell was going to happen, I would have never have brought it. But literally, like 2 days after I brought it and it was already on its way, our car had to go to the scrap heap and our oven stopped working. Our cooker stopped working. So, anyway, the one I've brought it's a double one and it plugs into one of the... What am I talking about? Someone help me out here. Man, over there.
Yeah. It's a transformer.
Transformer.
It's got
with
Well,
two
this is-
pyro
Yeah,
pens,
2 pyro pens.
and it's the wire ones rather than the
digital display. So you can
screw-in
change the heat.
ones. Yeah, you can change the temperatures.
It's quite nice.
Oh, very good. Because the one I did have, I was using a Fibrofog is in full-blown soldering iron. I had a soldering iron and I had like a crafting one. That's all I had. But the ones I've got now is the wire ones. I hate it when my brain does this to me. I think I'm having a major flare up because, I mean, as I say, for me to be in bed at 8:45 is unheard of. I don't think I've had a flare up like this in I don't know how long. I think it cost 40 quid, the one I got. I did see that on your page, looking good too. Thinking I'm having a quiet day tomorrow. Cara's feeling a bit rubbish after. Oh, bless her. Yeah, it said to turn it up high to get it hot and then turn it right down. But I think until I get a proper decent bit of wood to have a play on, or at least sand that one down. But it is quite addictive. Coffee Man sat there for ages. He finished off, those of you who have followed me for a long time are aware of my Zentangle feather that was in my colouring book. And he sit there doing the whole of that. I can't get used to the whole move the wood, not your hand though. Especially when you're working on a large piece. I don't see how that's actually possible. Oh, that's a bit steep. Bless you. Well, hopefully you're feeling a bit better today. I think I've just pushed myself. I've been doing probably far too many TikTok live feeds, in all honesty, and I think they're wiping me out. But Amelie absolutely adores doing them with me, and it's actually a really good way of keeping her out of trouble. So there's sort of multiple reasons as to why I do them. Right. Disgusting sound. This little bit I'm actually going to go straight in with pencil. Do you know what? I really discounted this stuff for pencil work. But seeing it having a play just in these little areas, I think I might have to open myself up to having a go again. I really didn't like the idea before, but it's a beautiful pair, isn't it? rather magnificent. That's exactly the same as that one, is it not? No. Oh no, there we go, that's good. Scratchy. I don't want to use it, but I think I'm going to have to. Oh, my little TikTok videos. They are fun. The only reason, the only way TikTok seems to like me at the minute is when I do the live feeds. I don't seem to get much in the way of views, unless I'm destroying artwork, and then that seems to blow up. But I'm constantly being accused of printing them or fake. I don't know if you saw. Do you remember the paintings I did, the acrylic paintings I did of the leopard, the tiger, the gorilla? I started showing them on there, and oh my god, somebody even turned around and said, "Oh, you can see the paint by numbers." Yeah, you're funny. God forbid if anybody could actually be good at something on there, that somebody might just go, wow, you know, that's years of hard work there. If you just Google Bonita Doodles, you'll see me everywhere. I've sort of taken over the first few pages of Google, so you'll easily find it. All we've got to do is differentiate these three, darken this side. Oh, honestly, I mean, I get why some of them say what they say, and a lot of it comes from a place of ignorance, but people are just so quick to jump to conclusions all the time. You know, they're never willing to give anybody any credit. It's like somebody said to me the other day, we should take it as a compliment. And yeah, I do. Depending on how they say it, and depending on how they say it, you'll know whether or not they mean it as a compliment or whether or not they're just being a rude ass. And like, the reason it winds me up is because it discredits the amount of hours that I have put into my craft to make it as good as it is, without sounding big-headed. And yeah, I've spent, you guys know, some of you have been with me since the very beginning, so you guys know how much hard work I put into my business, and practicing and drawing and teaching. And yeah, it's just like you're just basically discrediting the entire time I've spent teaching myself this craft. And it drives me crazy. I have to pencil it, I think. Oh, the Harry Potter stuff, yeah. I've got to get them framed. I really need to get them framed. They're not framed yet. Because the girls obviously want them up in their room. I love the fact that you can use pencil on here as well. I need Payne's Grey. Payne's Grey. Let's get that through the sharpener. If I haven't broken it. Oh my god, that's so freaking... But again, that comes from a place of ignorance. And I actually had this discussion with someone the other day. And I think I know where some of that comes from. Because a very big YouTuber did a whole video years ago because she felt bad for tracing. But what she'd actually done was traced a pose from Pinterest, which one, you shouldn't be doing that off Pinterest. And two, I can't remember what two was. I can't remember what the direct thing was. But because of that, people now think tracing is bad because it's illegal. And I think that's where some of the trouble lies, is there's not a clear definition by what is classed as tracing and what is classed as traced down. And you know, that's what I've been trying to bring across. And whenever I do TikTok lives and this subject comes up, I shut it down straight away. And most definitely it has helped that I've been able to sit there and explain to people that there is nothing wrong with tracing your lines down, because 90% of the work is in the rendering, not the drawing. And I think that has helped. I mean, I literally do Google camera obscura and I show them there and then. I wish you could trace shading and contrast, yeah. Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? Can you still see that? My camera's in a really crappy position, hang on. That's the other thing that got to me, because when you look at porography, cake making, anything else that requires you to trace a subject down, like embroidery, what else is there? There's loads of things, but nobody will ever accuse you of tracing and then not being able to do it because you've done it on those types of subjects. But as soon as you mention it on drawing, because the amount of people that have gone, oh, you can see the trace lines in the background. Well, yeah, that's called your sketch. So whether it's a sketch or a trace line, it's irrelevant. You're going to have sketch lines there. It's just ridiculous, the perception that people have of it. And at the end of the day, when you're a commission artist and you've got commissions to get out, and that person who owns that dog, cat, person, human, whatever, is going to know instantly whether or not it looks like them. And I can't charge fees to sit there and grid things out, because if I did, that'd be an extra £300-400 on top. And people don't want to pay my costs at the moment, let alone adding another £300 on top of that. It's just not feasible. And masters have been doing it for years, hundreds of years. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but the word cartoon actually comes from the Renaissance, was it? Where they used to get big sheets of paper, pin through their design underneath and tap graphite on top. So when you lifted the cartoon, you had the tracing underneath. It's been going on for years. Oh, totally. And riffs. It's because things like this, realism like this, isn't considered art. But when you can do surrealism or landscape or something like that, it's considered more art than realism. And again, it's this whole snobbery. But they're going, well, you're copying pictures, you're not making it up. Well, Picasso copied pictures, Van Gogh copied pictures. Just like, you know, are you that ignorant to the fact that that's sort of how it is and always will be and always has been? Just stupid. It's a senseless argument. I can draw freehand, I could draw with a grid. But I choose to trace down because it saves time. But if I gave 10 people the same trace lines, I guarantee you every single one would be different. I'm loving those antlers right now. Yeah, I don't see the point of making your life any more stressful. The fact of the matter is, if you don't render it out properly, it's still not going to look like it's supposed to look. Simples. It's not even an argument. Right, just need to define these. I'm really liking the way that's come out. But again, I don't get angry at people on so much on TikTok because it does come from a place, as I say, more of ignorance than anything else. And I do get a hell of a lot of young viewers on TikTok. So I tend to explain it in a way that, you know, I don't want them to feel like I'm bashing them for saying something that's probably been drummed into them by some very uppity people. And if I can make them feel like it's not cheating and it's going to help improve their art in the long run, then it's doing a good thing. Oh, itching to get to the fur. This is going to be such a long live than I'm normally used to doing, isn't it? Because I'm getting right into this and I didn't think I would. You notice I haven't heaved for a while. I start getting used to it again. Differentiated enough. That's better, isn't it? That needs to be a bit more. I thought if I started this on this live, then I can carry it over to TikTok if needed. Oh, I have got some. I've got a wolf, another fox, and something else to do. You know the guy who took the shark photograph? He's asked. Well, he basically offered a load of photos that he's got. I'm itching for you to do the photo too. I don't give a hoot what people think of my art. I know it's a certain skill set people don't understand, but if I start talking about it, then I say poo. Totally. I love art. I love the way it makes me feel. Screw how it makes anyone else feel. I like how it makes me feel. Oh wow, Bixby, what a surprise. There's a first. She's only popped up once today. Right, what do you think of my antlers then, guys? Do we think we're... I'm quite happy with them. Actually, I do think that this here looks a bit too smooth. I think I could probably do with a little bit of texture in there. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want a flesh tone. Flesh tone. No. It's not quite. That's a bit better. Is there anything in wood turning that people say is cheating? Yeah, see, if there's bleh, teeth back in. If there's any other thing like a mathematician, you wouldn't accuse him because he uses a calculator, or an architect because he uses a ruler. It's just like, get over yourselves. Okay. We are moving on to the fur, peeps. We are moving on to the fur. I don't know how long this live's been going for. 2 hours. Jeez. Well, I'm probably going to go to 2.5 because I've got chocolate out there that requires me to eat it. I need to figure out what colour that is on the top of his head. Disgusting. My camera's on a proper wonky today. What is going on? I don't know how people can get in there with their fingers and rubbing it and smushing it and smearing it and ugh. Carbide. What's carbide? No, I don't want white really. Not yet, anyway. It's really weird because he's got such a strange turn on his head. You wouldn't expect to see that much in the way of ear, but you can. Oh, I'll have to Google them later. I was curious. Floofy ears. So I don't know if you guys remember, I did the eye that had 2 different colours and posted it. When did we post it? Got to be a week ago, isn't it? Over a week ago, and the poor guy hasn't received it. It wasn't a commission or anything. I wanted to do it for him, but I'm really annoyed because that was 4 hours, 6 hours work. My own fault. I shouldn't have sent it first class. I should have sent it whatever the word is I'm looking for, signed for. Trouble is, when hubby posted it, he said that the, you know, when a post box has just been collected, see, it's very hollow on the bottom. I reckon it's been stuck on the bottom somewhere. There's 2 main camps on those that use traditional turning tools and those of you that those that use carbide tools. And the first group say the second group are cheat. What does it matter? Exactly. If they're getting something they love, it just seems to be a whole lot of snobbery, doesn't it? Just unnecessary snobbery. There's just no need for it. Right, I must have a colour that looks even remotely similar to that. I think I'm going to have to go in. Might regret this. Psyching myself up. Here's my crafting tool. That had dark on it, didn't it? That's really dark. I'm pulling out the Payne's Grey. I'm also going to put in just to get me started. The only thing is the tools fall apart and then they end up breaking. I'm learning not to be so judgmental now because I'm pretty bad normally. Tut tut, Rob. Yeah, you got to have a bit more faith in yourself. You really have. Crunchy noises. Do I sound arrogant now? No, don't be daft. Oh, sorry. Why does it sound like a guinea pig? Oh dear. Right, we're going to have quite a lot of ugly stages happening. Fur tends to, or I find when I do it, it tends to have this really rough looking stage for quite a while, and then all of a sudden it'll just start really coming together. It did sound like a guinea pig, didn't it? Honestly, when I when I first started drawing, my impatience is what let me down. But the more I did the drawing, the more patience I gained, and the longer I then started taking over my drawings. So the same will happen. And you got to remember, when I first started out, I was doing portraits in like 2, 3 to 4 hours. I mean, the last coloured pencil portrait I did took me 10 hours. No? Oh, God. Gary, can you remember how long it was? Can you remember? Coffee man.
What's that?
I calculated. Was it 15 hours?
Yeah, thanks. Debbie.
15 hours, 20 minutes. I can imagine that too. I have yet to find a grey or a brown that is dark enough. It just seems to go... That's blue. Where did the Payne's grey one go? I'm adding texture the really lazy way, by the way. It's probably not a good example, but it works for me. I do exactly the same with animal fur as well. With pencil, I should say. Are you extremely busy right now, Mr. Coffee Man?
No.
Could you possibly grab me some baby wipes? I'm about to put my Brave Girl pants on. Do it. I don't want it. I would love another cup of joe. I can't believe I've been going this long.
Eyes shut, smearing it.
If you missed it earlier, by the way, this was a ball boy I did on the TikTok live feed the other day. And I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it a lot. And it's got Spectrum Noir. I've got these new glitter pens out. You can see the shine on the diamonds there. I'm going to have more of a play with them. But I'm really, really happy with how it came out. My reference was like red and the ribbon was completely different, but I ended up doing this. And I really, really liked it.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. Okay, right, big girl pants. Okay. Ugh. Be proud of me, peeps. Be proud of me. Oh, it's disgusting. Catching the underneath of my finger, and I don't know why, seeing as I've just cleaned my finger. Not that it matters once I get everything down, but thanks. Ugh, disgusting. I have, yes. I have. I don't know how many people saw it, but gross, 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 gross. What was I doing? All these little dotty bits in it. I don't know why I'm being so anal. Just get on and do it. Make sure it's completely dry this time. There. I keep reverting back to using them like I would use pencils. I keep having to remind myself. Is it your bad influence, Rob? I am using them too much like pencil and not enough like pastel. And I knew this would happen because it's been so long. I think the hummingbird actually is probably the last thing I did in pastel. And that felt like donkey's years ago. I did actually sell that one. Old habits hard to break. I think for the dark, I am going to end up having to use the black. And once you rub it in, it never really stays that black anyway, but sort of from here down it starts to get much lighter on the fur. Can think of worse things to put my finger in, but no, you hate it. Yeah, I'd probably rather put them somewhere else than on here. Ooh. That with the other one blended on top would actually make a really nice undertone. Too many orange and yellows, I think. It would have to be This is looking amazing. Almost tempted to break open my pastels. Oh, you better. Are you generally the only one thinking rude thoughts ever, Rob? Just now, but ever? Yeah, see, Erica knows. Yeah. She's right. Let's face it. Oh my god, this photo is going to take forever if I have to do this. Tedious, tedious. Squeeze me. What are you doing? What, Dee Dee? Dee Dee. Sorry for the looming dark shadow. Please don't click on my keyboard. Oh my god. Cat. Don't meow at me. I'm putting that up there. There you go. There's a tiny hole there. What are you doing? Oh dear. Damn cats. She's getting proper huffy because like no one's in the sitting room for her to sit on their lap, and I'm sat in the office chair that she sits on. So she's proper moody. This is why I love the blending tools, because it just pushes in rather than eradicates, if that makes sense. If you use a sponge compared to using something like this, it just, I don't know, it just tends to be. Thank you, Gary. You're not innocent at all, Rob. Ever. I just really can't. I don't know if I can deal with the painstaking amount of. I don't know. Got 50,000 pencils in my hand right now. Dee Dee stressy pants. Honestly, I've never known such a princess for a cat. Aren't you, Dee Dee? You are like a little princess who likes to go outside, spend ages outside, and when you're fed up with waiting for her to come back in, because we don't have a cat flap on the back door, and then you let her in, and she literally just spends the next 10 minutes having a go at you for not letting her in sooner. I'm not bothered about being clean on this muzzle bit, because if I can just add texture by being messy, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right, I'm using my grey to blend it all together because I'm being lazy, basically. I'm not being lazy, I'm being smarter. Working smarter, not harder. Ugh, wrong tool. It's in my hand. Wake up, girl. Okay, so we can now go over with the darker tones. Oh, a bit of tinnitus happening there, that's nice. Right, need to put pencils down for a sec. Not necessarily. I don't always, because technically they should be framed away from the glass, so there shouldn't actually ever be anything touching it. You can seal it, but on very few occasions have I ever managed to seal it without getting spots on it. I think unless you are like 50,000 miles away, if you're not too careful, because this happened when I did the horse, and the horse was massive. That was 55 by 65 centimetres. And I used a spray on that, and I ended up with splodges everywhere, and it just drove me mad. So I don't always seal, or if I do, I'm very particular with how far I stand away, and I'd rather do 3 or 4 really light coats than risk going in with a heavy coat. You can seal colour pencil as well, but I tend not to seal them very often. That line's grating on me a bit. Just to join up a bit more, because that's where the light's hitting. Okay, I've got no sharp pencils, and I'm gonna do luminance on this. Hi Tommy. Erica is worse than me. I think you're as bad as each other. Right, I'm going to use some luminance to do the really fine, and still I'm not going to get this as fine as I want, am I? This is as fine as I'm going to get, I think. Can you see that through the camera? Yeah. Shouldn't have used white. Rub over them slightly just to blend them out a bit. Okay. Oh God, I wish there was an easier way to do this texture. No. Yeah. See, this is where I get impatient. But I know that it needs doing. So much more that can be improved up here, but it's something that I'll probably end up coming back to later on. You have been pretty good tonight, I have to say. The trio made just over 1mm, but it stands one. I don't get the 1mm. That's ridiculous. I just made a splurpy coffee noise, sorry. I'm getting pastel everywhere now. It's the only medium I work with that I do end up getting really messy. Really annoying. Stick to blue tack, I think. When in fail, blue tack. When in fail, God, Jesus. When in doubt. He's getting there, isn't he? I feel like calling him Sid. Don't know why. He's just got a Sid vibe about him. Sid the Stag. Right, I can see I need to go dark on the edge of that nose because of the colouring on the side of the muzzle. So I am going to have to bring in the black pencil, I think. There's missing a touch. Love being able to blend the two together. There we go. Please don't do that when I've got a mouthful of coffee, Erica, especially over a pastel portrait. Oh my God. Classic. Oh, it just gets better. In fact, I'm going to go in with the dark sepia pencil, I think, in certain areas on this because I feel it needs it. And I like the fact that you can use both. Told you they're as bad as each other, honestly. Get them two in a room. Coming on here, proclaiming their innocence. just smushed his nose. I swear I should have much more done by now. I feel like I should have had more done. I guess because it's been a while. He's looking quite fluffy though, isn't he, I think? So far. I'm going to have to stop working on that. I need to, for my own sanity, if I don't start working here, I'm going to end up smushing. So I'm going to have to work from the rear forwards, I think. Otherwise, I'm going to end up ruining where I am at. So I think for what I'm going to do now is just get the main of the pastel down, the base of the pastel down. And then, how long have we been going? Sheesh, nearly 3 hours. I'm going to have to stop at the 3 hour mark no matter what. I seriously need some new... The state of this thing, look. Look at it. Absolute mess. Wondering if I can use that one's already dark. Let's use that one. You've got more done than I probably would in 3 weeks. I don't know, I just feel like it's taken me ages. It's so grubby around there, it needs a real good clean up. I just want to block out. So I'm probably going to do some of this on a TikTok live as well, because I know a few people have mentioned about doing pastel on there. So don't be shocked if you come back next week and a portion of him is done. Use a mix of like pinky and yellowy tones, because that's going to give me the, if I can get that all going roughly in the right direction. Make sure you post these in the group as well, Rob. We're not just all about pencils and painting and stuff. Oh, that's far too orange. Oh, that might be better. Gives him some nice undercolour there. So if you've never seen them before, this is what pan pastels look like. They're almost like little makeup pots. Yes, it is. You keep making all these things and don't post. I'd have to have a go at doing a bison in pastel. I think that would look quite epic. Every sponge is squeaky. It's all getting under my nails. It's disgusting. It's gross. Disgusting. I don't think she needs to figure that one out, Rob. Right, I'm going to have to call it a night because my shoulders are literally ready to dislocate themselves and wander off out the den and go and help themselves to my chocolate, and that can't happen. So, that's where we are so far. Excuse the wobbly camera. But I'm quite pleased with it, considering I haven't done pastels in what must nearly be a year now. It's got to be close to a year. Oh yeah, Highland Cow. What I'm going to do is all the pencils that I've been using for this specific portrait, I'm going to put in here. Shit. Rob, you're a bad influence. Don't pick that up, YouTube. I don't want to be demonetized. So when I come to do it again, I know exactly where they are. I've thrown one on the floor. Here it is. Something in my eye. It's all going really well. Let's turn that because that really is right in my eyeballs. Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for all the lovely new people that have come along and had a good old chin wag with me. It's been very, very pleasant. What I'll do tomorrow is I'll go through the comments and come and sub to those of you that have commented and stuff, because I didn't have a chance to do that the other day. But for those of you that don't know, you get a sheet of this in the pads, and I'm just literally going to use that to pop on top just to keep it protected. And put that on top to weight it down, I think. And then, yeah. So, thank you guys. If you're watching this later on, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Go live every Wednesday. I try and get minimum 1 videos out a week. Have a good afternoon, evening, whichever it may be, wherever you're watching. And I shall see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.